Okay, your next project here is John the Ripper. And I'm going to show you something really cool real fast here. I better not be wrong or else I'm going to be feeling like crap real quick. There's an area called course files that has a course schedule. Let's look at this thing.
Oh my God.
So wait a minute.
But see, nowhere it says the
That's weird. So next week, on this week here, there's no, we're not doing anything. Isn't that weird?
So do we just not come to class?
Okay, the reason is this next project will take a while. So I'm not having class. I'm not assigning a new project. Now, if you have a question, let me know, and I'll try to stay here past noon or something and help you. Okay. Okay, but it's due on the 3rd. It's due on Tuesday of week 7. Okay. It's all up there, mostly. Basically, I gave you the presentation I'm getting ready to give. Well, we're going to show you that. And this is the assignment, and then John I. But let's do the presentation first. John the Ripper is probably one of the most popular password-breaking applications. Okay. Now, there's another one. Oh, by the way, when you download John 1709, which is here, let me show you. It's in the software needed folder. It's right here at the bottom, John 179. Chrome will tell you this is a bad file.
You have to go to downloads.
Right, go to downloads and say recover file.
I should have downloaded it. I had K8 on a flash drive and I plugged it into my.
Reason is it's a password breaking program.
Can we use that as our reason for not making
No.
homework?
So I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to download this file. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click download. I'm going to download it. Whoa. I can't do my homework.
If you go to downloads and accept it, it's fine.
So, you know what? I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click show all downloads. Oh, there it is. Maybe I'm going to recover it. That's all there is to it. It's easy. Okay? You click recover and be safe or hurt me plenty. So what am I going to select? Hurt me plenty. Very good. Hurt me plenty. And it's downloading. Ta-da! We have it now. Okay. It's not that hard to do. Okay? But most likely your antivirus could possibly detect it. There's a lot of stuff that could possibly detect.
Yeah, I don't put that on my computer.
I'm too good for it. I'm too skilled for it.
All right, so the program's there.
Shit, man.
Now that's the newest, well, newest as of the fall. I haven't looked yet this semester, but even if you have 1701, it's going to work the same. It's not really that different. Now, but John the Ripper is actually used in Steg Break. If you look at the rules file that came with Steg Break, it's the same. It's a John the Ripper rules file. Now, there is another program out there called, hold on, I'm going to get it. I just had it. It was there. It's a faster way of doing it. And I can't remember the name. What the heck's the name? Okay. Hold on. But my plan is, I'm lecturing over John the Ripper. Okay? This other program is quicker and actually uses the same rule set. If I get a chance to make a recording for that one, I will post it and let you all know.
Well, you can just tell us the program.
I can't think of the name.
Just go through the name of password crackers.
So go ask Roy what the name of the program is. Begins with C. It's no.
Oh, he's not here. So.
Go ask him.
Wow.
Someone go in there and ask Roy what the name of the password breaking tool that's faster is. Begins with C. Why can't I think of the name?
I think I've heard of it too.
It's not Catch on the Rye. It's not Cannon. It's not Chicken.
Cannibal.
No, it's not Cannibal. People listen to that. What are they talking about? What's it called? Oh, see, you don't even know. No, Marlene went to ask him. Oh, here comes. Here comes the name. Why can't I think of it?
It is
Hashcat. See, I had to stay in it. Hashcat. Hashcat is a much quicker, newer tool. Hashcat. Not hard to figure out. I just don't have a recording for it, and we haven't updated the presentation for it, so that's why I figured. And I don't want anyone to complain that I was lecturing over time, blah, 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 blah. So I'm doing John the Ripper. But if you want to play with Hashcat, it works with the same rules. Okay? Everybody good with that? All right, so John the Ripper, how to run it. All right, I actually have John the Ripper installed on this computer. Now, to run it, you must be at the command prompt. Y'all remember this black window?
What is this?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to change directory into John 179. I'm going to change directory into run. Okay?
You have a CD called Run?
Yes, I do. Yes, I have a CD drive called run. And if I do a dir, it's there. Okay, now, inside of here, I'm going to go into that directory and show you exactly what we got. John 17. I also have the old version on here, 1709. But they're the same. 171. Inside here, you'll see a file. Then I want to download, I think this is it, isn't it? Yeah. This should be it. Let's look at it. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay. On the classroom page for this lab, you will see a file called John, renamed to john.ini. It's actually john.txt, but I cannot upload an ini there. D2L is like, invalid file type. So I renamed it to john.txt. You must rename to john.ini. Okay? So if you notice here, mine is called john.txt. I'm going to rename to john.ini. Okay? So far so good? Okay. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. Okay. I recommend using something similar to TextPad or Notepad++ or something to edit it. Okay. This is a file for John the Ripper password cracker. Okay. Now, I'm going to cruise on down to around 200 and something, and you're going to see this. Start them there. Because if you stick them in the wrong place, your program will not work, and then you'll be like, mine won't run, I keep getting a syntax error. So put them in this blank space right here, okay? See that? See that blank space?
That small little box? Or is it like the cybersecurity?
Put them right here. See this blank? Put them in there. See the part that's blue? Take the blue and put them there. Everybody okay with that? Okay. So now let's go back on with the presentation. Okay. So John the Ripper, basically you run it with John. It comes with Backtrack, it comes with Kali, it comes with lots of programs out there. You can download it from openwall.org. It's openwall.org. And let me show you where that is. Okay. Go to openwall.org and it will be a very awesomely fancy looking website. It's for John the Ripper. Okay. Right here, John the Ripper password cracker for Linux, Mac, Windows. You can run it on anything you want. It's also on your virtual machine, but I think that's version 1701, which works perfectly. So don't freak out. If you want to use that one, that's fine. Okay. You can run it on multiple machines for all I care. Okay. And you can keep the color and don't ask me this file again. All right. So it's up here. There's also lots of manuals for up here. All kinds of information about how to use it, which I'm going to show you some of the things today. Okay? So, it says the command to run is just John. Now, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go into that John directory, and I'm going to type just John. It's going to be, what the heck? Basically, it's going to tell me how to run it. Okay? But nice enough for you guys, I'm going to tell you how to do that as well. Actually, I'm going to get this out of slideshow mode so I can see the windows go back and forth easier. You still see that okay, can't you? Okay, good. All right, so this is a sample command to run it, okay? If you run it on Backtrack, it's going to be in that directory, okay? So if you're running Backtrack or Kali, you'll find it in a directory like that. If you download it yourself, wherever you unzip it is where it's going to be, okay? Now, the command is word list, specifies word list mode. Then you give it the word list. This is the word file. Now, most of you should have a word list at this point.
Yeah.
If you don't, you really, really, really need one. You're going to have problems. And you know where a good place to find one is?
Google.
The prior lab. You can get one off Google as well. Sure, make one up. And as long as the words you picked are the words Roy would pick, that's kind of an iffy thing there. So, but get a word list. This lab is made to work with the word list you got in the last lab. You don't necessarily have to have it. You can really just download them off the internet. You know, I could, you know, let me show you this cool website.
Oh, I want that shirt.
Call Google. Let's see, word list. Oh, there's a word list. Whatever that is. Password cracking dictionary. There you go. Word list down. Oh, there's Hashcat even. Okay. Open world word list. English word list. There's tons of word lists. We did not use a foreign language word list, but you could download it if you wanted it. But I know the one that some of you already have is the exact one needed. Okay. So, word list equals then the file name for whatever you called it. Dictionary.txt, you're good. Then -- rules tells it to run the rules in your INI file. If you run it without the rules, it just tries some stuff. And it will get some on its own. Okay, the demo pass is the file with the passwords. We're going to see how that works, okay? So let's go through this program. And let's go over to here. Okay, we can also, actually, you know what? Let's try this first. I need a word list. Do I have a word list in here? I probably do. Word.txt is in there. So I'm going to type, just like the command says, John -- word list equals word.txt. Okay? That's what I got. Everybody see that? Is that font big enough for at least the guy in the front row center?
I can see it.
I can see it.
All right, so I'm going to hit enter. It's really not going to do a lot yet. Okay? It's like, okay, you really didn't specify any files yet. So now we need to specify a password file. But an option is I can also output the results to the screen. Let me show you this. So if I did this, then -- std out. Some of you might, that's standard output. Some of you probably recognize that. What it did is it went through the file and output it on the screen. Because my command said, run John with a Word file and output it to the screen. It didn't do anything with it. So it literally took the file, word.txt, and output it on the screen. So far, so good? You can actually use it to test your rules, which we're going to see here in a minute as well. Okay, so std output to the screen. You can also output to a file. Remember that? Some of you thought that was a pretty handy-dandy little feature. By the way, a single greater than sign will create a file. A double will create an append to it. So if you run the single each time, it's going to be overwriting the file. If you run it with two, it's actually going to be appending to the file. What now?
So it's basically, it's like same thing in Linux.
Right, same exact thing. Show will display the passwords that have been broken. Now, when it breaks them, it stores them in something called the pot file, john.pot. It'll automatically associate itself with PowerPoint, but it's not a PowerPoint file, okay? So we're going to see some examples on this. Now, on the bottom there, they have an example of with Windows. The older version was actually called John-386. It's not any longer.
Can't they just pick a numbering scheme?
Well, 386 is what we're running. We're running 386 machines, or, you know, x86. So really, it's just John now. I just didn't change the slides. Okay?
Seems like you're going random.
So I'm going to look at how the rules work, okay? Just to show you this actually doing something. Okay, what did it output a minute ago? It outputted zooming. Y'all see that? Right there at the bottom, zooming. I'm going to tell it substitute Z with A. Okay, I'll explain how that rule works in a second. Now I want to run it, and it did nothing. Does anyone know why?
You never tell it to output.
I told the output, but I didn't tell it the rules. I left off the -- rules. There it goes. You see how the zooming is now ooming. So what I told, the nice thing about this program is, okay, don't tell me what your password is, but is there anybody in here who has a password where you like change the A to an at, or a 3 to an E, or an E to 3, or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I think most of us have something like that. So what if we have a program that can go through, okay, I'm going to find every A and change it with an at sign, every S replace it with a $sign, every I replace it with a 1. We can do that very easily. That's what this program can do for us.
So this is essentially like a dictionary. I could use this to dictionary attacks now.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it's for. Exactly what it's for. And while we're on that topic, let's talk about mangling for a second. Okay? Just for a second. In your desktop, well, not in your, in my desktop, but in your class, you'll see a file called mangling, word mangling. Here's some basic mangling. Okay? Like an A might be replaced with a 4 or an @ sign. Now, for this project, I do not do any double substitutions. And I do, but I don't. Okay, what I mean by that is a B could be replaced with an 8. But a B will not be replaced with a pipe and a 3. Because that's one letter being replaced with 2. I didn't do that. All mine are single letter substitutions. Now, I might do more than one. I might replace an A with an @ and a B with an 8. But I'm not going to replace a B with a pipe and a 3. I'm not going to replace a W with 2 V's. That kind of stuff. So just basic letters. Okay? Like a G with a 6 is good. F, that's stupid. Okay? E, I could kind of see that. I don't have a clue how they got W. But these are just some. Like M, no, I will not do this because that's double. And this is double. Actually, that's more than double. So I'm not. And O with 0, but I will not do that or that. R, I guess not. S could be either one of those. So that's word mangling, okay? And it's also listed in your assignment. It's also up in the thing. But that's just, I use just basic ones. Now, don't go crazy. Okay, I had a student, actually quite a few semesters ago now, who made a substitution rule. And the way substitution rules work is you tell it, replace a Z with an A. But he went for every letter to replace it with every letter. So he said, replace A with every letter of the alphabet, including numbers and special characters. And then replace B with every letter. Can you imagine how long that would take to run?
God.
You know, we're actually going to be covering a program called PRTK in a couple weeks. I always say in my presentation that program is made to break every password in 7 days. I've been running it against a PDF that's password protected since the 28th of January, and it's still going.
Dear God.
So, still going.
Did you say you forget the password or something? Or?
No, it was secured when they gave it to me, and I don't like things like that. So we already got around it, but I still want to know what the password is. But it's probably not a real, it's probably some like 80-digit total random crap.
So you just have like a part of your system set to run against that.
Yeah, but mine's been running since I said 20th of January.
Damn.
So, all right, so let's talk more about how John the Ripper works. Okay, let me get back over to here. Okay, so you kind of got an idea of what the commands are. As long as you watch the recording, you'll be able to see them anyway. Okay, so, okay, you have a config file in Windows, and I mean on Linux, and INI on Windows. We have an INI because we're doing it on Windows. Mac, it's going to be a config file. Linux will be a config file, all that kind of stuff. They work exactly the same. So you can run any operating system you want. We'll be using wordless mode. Now, John the Ripper comes with a bunch of pre-made rules. I was nice enough to comment them all out, because in the past this assignment was done differently. I'm changing it this year, which I will explain when we get to the assignment part. But if you want to use the pre-boot rules, just uncomment those out. Okay.
So we can use them.
Yeah, now you can. I said everything's different this year. I'm having to change it up.
Why did you comment them out?
Because this is the same file I used last semester. I'm not going to comment them out. You can comment them out. Go in here and say, okay, I'm going to try that one and that one. And I mean, it's not hard. But I'm not going to do the work for you. Okay? So you can comment those out, uncomment those if you like. That's fine. Okay. All right, there's some passwords. So we're going to show it. Substitutions. Replace all characters that match X with Y. So in this example, replace S or replace D with F, so dog becomes frog. I did the same thing with zooming became ooming. Okay, but what if I want to do more than that? I want to replace Z with an A or a B. You'll notice I put them in square brackets. Let me try to change this font here real quick. Document classes, text. little better?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm saying substitute Z with A and B. You okay with that? Okay. So I'm going to save that file. Now, when you run this, by doing the std out, it's just putting it on the screen. Okay? If I run it against a password file, I just replace std out with a password file, which we're going to do in a second. Yes.
Why doesn't it change their position alphabetically? Oh, because it's just outputting what was on the file.
Right, it went through the text file, it replaced all the Z's with an A, and then all the Z's with a B. Because if you look up here, you'll notice that, well, it scrolled past the screen. But it did do both of them. I just can't show you because it scrolled past, and I can't make it go slow. But it did do that, it did do both. I could also say, you know, so let's go to just A for now. Also want to substitute O with an 8. So I'm going to do 2 on the same line. So basically a double substitution. And there's the A, now the O. So the Z was replaced with an A, and the O has been replaced with an 8. Everybody see that? Yes.
The bottom one.
A.
The double character.
Right.
How do you tell it? I want to replace the second O.
That's a lot harder. And we're going to get there in a second. We will get there. Yeah. That's much harder. Okay, so everybody kind of okay on what substitution does. Okay? At the moment, all you know of, it replaces everything. Okay? You can't do a single O yet. Okay? All right, let's continue on. So, I want to make sure I'm... Okay, insertion. We can insert a character at a specific position, starting with 0. Those of you who had programming before, you know strings always start with 0. So we can insert a 1 at... Insert R at 1. Okay. Everybody see that in the middle of the insert 1 and R? So if I was to take this, and if I did insert, we'll do an @ at 1, what do you think the bottom word would become?
It'd be A at.
You're all wrong so far. Did you figure it out?
It'd be at A,
Okay, it will be Z at OOMING. It's on a separate line. It's not on the same line. So it's a different rule. Okay, let's check it. No, position code. Oh, I did it backwards. My fault. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Whoever said that, speak louder. But that's what I meant.
You did it wrong.
Go ahead and sue me too. Okay, that's what it did though.
So it ran everything on the first line. And then it went
Exactly.
ran everything again.
Right. So the rule lines are processed sequentially. This one, then the next one. If you want to do multiple things, they all need to be on the same line. Kind of like I did the double substitution. All right. What you can do, like what I would recommend you to do is, okay, so say this one solves something. Broke something. Make a comment in there. Now you know this specific rule broke that. So you have it for later. Okay? Because once it breaks it, it actually stores the file in the POT file and it'll never break it again. Unless you delete the POT file, which we will get to once we break something. Okay? Alright, so let's continue on. So we saw insert mode. Now we have overstrike. Overstrike character in position N with character X. So we are going to overstrike the first character with an F. Let's try this one. Okay. So we're going to do overstrike. We'll do second character with an R. All right, what are we getting? Shh. It might not. We already have one there. What's it going to be? Z-O-R? Is that what someone said? That's what I think we're going to get. Yes, I was right. Worked fine.
Storming.
Everybody see how that one works? How overstrike works? That's how you can do your thing. You can tell at certain position, replace an O with a whatever. The only problem is you don't know what that's right. So that could be an issue. All right.
What did you say when you,
What?
when you put broke something that tells it not to?
No. Roy said it was going to break and it didn't break.
Okay.
No, I said it wasn't going to be at that index. You'll notice that it says overstrike position 2 with an R, and you'll notice which
position
is
2.
actually overstriked with an R.
That's 2.
The second position, yeah.
Yeah,
0, 1, 2.
yeah. See, nobody counts 0. That's
We
why
already
2
discussed that. We all knew that.
That's why 2 of the passwords in there were broken. Just saying. Already screwed me over once.
We all know that. I even told them a minute ago. Oh, it starts at 0.
I
You know.
wasn't in here for that.
Oh, shut up. You're wrong.
Bad.
All right. Reject rule. Last semester, this was such a large part of your problem. Rejection. It's not any longer. Okay? Last year, you worked with a 2,000 word file.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm being nice this year. Now you only have a 10,000 word file.
What?
Why do you keep going up?
You guys are stronger, better.
Can we use last year's support assignment?
But last year,
Starting to die on my lawyer.
okay, here's the way it worked last year. The way it worked last year is you had to break it in 10 seconds. That's all you got. Now I don't care if it takes you 16 days to break it. Well, let's do it 14. So all you need to do this semester is tell me what the password is. You don't need to tell me the rule.
So we have to tell you the passwords. We don't have to submit the INR.
I'm not running your files anymore. It's about time you all grew up and did it yourself. Okay, so what reject does, you can tell it to ignore character classes. For instance, in the example here, it says reject D. Now what's D? Does anyone know what D is? Decimal integer. So it skipped dog 1 because it has an integer in it. You see that? But it output frog because frog does not include a number. Okay, everybody see that? I'm not going to do an example because I don't have any numbers in mind. You don't need this time. But you could tell it to skip entire character classes. Like last semester, you had to tell it to skip all uppercase letters. So I think it was explanation, question mark, small c, I think. Either small c or big C, one or the other. Because what it did is it took that 2,000 word file down to 15 words. And it made it work very fast. Okay. Speed is no longer that big of an issue. Because what I did last time was, I had to break it within 10 seconds. If it didn't, I took off 10%. If it didn't break it in a minute, that's where I stopped it. And if yours took 18 minutes to break, well, you only got the points for the ones that broke in 1 minute. So it's actually a little better for you now. You have longer, yes.
I have a question. Is there still 20 passwords we can break?
No, there's 50.
What?
There's 50 now.
Oh, you got rid of those extra 5.
Yes.
Oh.
There's 50 now. No, 20 to 50. We added 30. There's 50. 5-0.
There's 50. Okay.
5-0. So 20. Since they give you a bigger file, you need more words. Okay, we'll talk more about that. He's like, damn it. Why didn't I complete it last semester? Okay, append and prefix. You append something. So we are going to put an A at the end. Where's my file? Lost my file. All right, we are going to do append an A. Okay. So zooming will now become zoominga. Zoominga. Should. Zoominga. Everybody see that? Easy up there. We could also do the other one, the caret sign. So we could put this. Now it's to be a zooming. A zooming. Now we have a zooming. Easy enough? Everybody okay on append and prepend? Okay. If you have questions, great time to ask. Okay, rotate. Okay. So, if I delete all these, I'm just going to put a rotate in there. So what do you think is going to happen to zooming? I'm thinking No, the other one. It basically rotated. It took the G and put it at the beginning.
Nah, man, it's cheese. It'll only rotate.
No, it actually went either way. So now we're going to go the other way. Now it's going to be the opposite way. So you can rotate it either way. So what would happen then if I did...
Whoa.
Oh, God.
What did you do it 3 times or what?
Did it 3 times. Okay, so it rotated 3
It's
times.
like a foreign language.
All right, so easy enough. All right, next. Delete. We want to delete something at a certain position. This might be very handy to know. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I want to delete. Hold on. It is D, isn't it? Okay, delete at a certain position. Delete the last character, first character. So I'm going to say D1. Is that right? Hold on. I'm not sure if that's going to work. It worked. So we took out position 1 for Roy. That's the first 0.
Thanks. Thanks, Joe.
Okay. Now, there's also something that's, oh my God, important. You see how you can use the square bracket to delete the last character? Let's look at that one. So if I did that, I'm going to be deleting the last character, correct?
Nope.
No.
This, delete last character. Y'all see that right there? Let's try it. Shit worked.
Use the other one.
Oh, it did.
Hold on. Oh, it's the other one that doesn't work. Hold on.
Use the other one.
Hold on. This is delete the first character. Yes, that's what we wanted to happen. Okay, it's the other one. I knew one of them was in error. Okay. Now, what it told me there was an error in line 227. Now, in TextPad, I can click here, and it'll tell me down at the bottom that's line 227. Or you could actually go up here, and if you're a wussy, and turn on line numbers, or 277. It'll tell you what line you're at. Okay? That's only if you're a wussy, though. Now, if you want to delete the first character, you need to put what's called an escape character. And this is a / we learned correctly.
No, you are incorrect.
All right, let's run it now. So zooming should be ooming. Okay. What it is, because remember when we did the substitution, I did multiple letters, I had them in the square brackets? Well, since the starting square bracket is actually in a special character, you need to put an escape character in front of it. Same like you do in Java and stuff like that. So put a / in front of it. We're okay with that? Easy enough? You might need that, I'm just saying. It might come in handy. Okay. Any questions of how to use the delete for first or last or a specific position? Are you sure? Going once. Because some things are very important.
You'll probably get emails about this.
Okay, so what happens when I get a syntax error when I use the square bracket? What do? Slash in front of it. There you go. Okay.
Cry.
I'm just, I know. I can see it already. I've been working on this for 12 days straight, and I keep getting the syntax error. Put a slash in it. Oh, wow. Thank you.
Much more.
Okay, I'm just saying it's going to happen. I know it. Okay. I don't know who's going to say it. It'll most likely be Cameron. All right. We can pluralize a few things. Another thing that might be very, very, even more important than other things. I'm just saying. Very, 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 very important. Even more important than this assignment important. So you might know why that might be important at one point in your life. So what happens to zooming when I pluralize it?
It means.
Good. So you'll notice it put.
It's lowercase.
And that's darn it. Waste of time, as I like that. Isn't that nice? Okay. So that's pluralizing. We can add an ing with a capital I. Let's do that now. Capital I. So what happens to zooming? Zooming in. It's zooming in.
Oh, that didn't work. You know what we're gonna do?
So, you do know where to find this documentation on capitalization and pluralization. So if you were like given a very short amount of time to do something and you had to know how to do that, you could find it.
This is gonna drive us mad.
Like maybe like a very short like number of questions.
I'm just saying, I don't remember getting this good of a presentation. I'm going to go back and check this lab.
You need to go sue me.
Zooming.
All right, let's continue. Okay. Well, is that it? We went through them all. Wow. Okay. Now, that's some of the basic rules. I'm going to show you some other ones. Or actually, I'm going to show you where to find them. I'm going to say JTR rules. It's pretty simple. And it comes right up here to John's the web page, and it tells you all the different commands. It's pretty simple to find. Okay, I only showed you some of them, but there's tons of them up there, and you can, you know, just use them. Okay? Easy enough?
So are you saying we might need some?
Oh, yes, you will need more. I guarantee you'll need more. And when I get to the assignment here in a minute, I'm going to show you that. But any questions, basically how John the Ripper... Oh, you know what? We didn't actually do it with a password file. Let's do it with a password file real quick. So I'm going to replace that with passwd demo. Your passwd file will be on D2L shortly after class. I just haven't uploaded it yet. Okay. It'll be called passwd. Save it on top of your John directory and run it. Okay? It's not uploaded because somebody screwed up a couple of them. Okay, so I'm going to run this right here. No such file. It's not in that directory? Hold on. I might not have put it in there. Oh, with demo. It's with demo. Okay? Alright, so it's loading 26 of them, and I got some. Okay? I already got mangling, password 12. I don't know what... Oh, because we put the ing in there. Okay? So just... Now, this is not your file. This is last year's. Okay? I don't remember what we did last year. Let's just try something else. Let's try... What was the other one? It was I, or what was the other one? E? P? Little p?
Don't forget the slash.
Okay, let's just try a couple different ones. Okay? Let's just try a couple different ones. So what's happening is, now you'll notice the first time it ran, it said there was 26 passwords. Now it loaded, it's doing 25, because it already has one. Now, remember this I up in line 277 broke mangling. Remember that? Now you'll notice that it didn't break mangling this time. Yet that rule's still in there.
Yeah, it's already saved.
It's saved in what's called the John.pot. If you look at this right here, you see how it associates with PowerPoint. You open up and that's it. It's not PowerPoint. It just associates with it. So just open it up with Notepad, TextPad, anything. And what it gives you is the hash and the password.
And that's what we need.
Right. You just
So we
need the
answer quiz
password.
with that.
But the problem you're going to have is, you'll notice when this ran, it said password 10 ethical hackers. So you need to know which one's password 10. But look in the pot file. Does it tell you which one's password 10?
No.
No, it doesn't. So you need to remember that.
Or you go edit the pot file.
Right, you can edit the pot file or save it somewhere. Or when you're all done, just delete the pot file, run it again. Then it starts fresh. That's what I'm saying. If you put each of your rules and left them in there and commented them, this broke past 1 or this broke past 22. Yes.
Can you just forward that to an output file?
Yes, you can actually. You can. You can actually run that my file.txt. Now we're going to go in here, not that one. Going to delete John.pot. And all right, so I'm going to do this. Now the only problem doing it this way is you can't see what it's doing. But if you open the myfile.txt with TextPad, it'll actually update for you. TextPad's pretty cool. It will pop up, hey, this file has been changed. Come on, should be there. Oh, it's changed. Like, yes. There it is. You got them. So you can do that if you want. Okay? But yeah, you can dump it to a file if you like. All right. Any questions on how to run it? Now, all I did was with exception of the output to a file, I replaced the std out with that. So if you want to make sure your rules are working, I'll put it to the screen, -- std out to make sure they're doing something. And then, yes?
I'm just trying to figure out, how do you read that? That was mangling is the password for password 10?
Right. Okay, password 10 is ethical hackers. Password 13 is password. Mangling was password 12. And yours are pass 01 through pass 50. So you're going to go on to the quizzes area, and for pass 01, you're going to, well, in this case, pass 12, you would type in mangling.
Okay.
For pass 10, and some of the, okay, was it 25 that we're going to break in nearly instantly? 25 of them, if you have the right words list, it should just break them.
Oh,
It should just do it.
Very
Very quickly. So that was Roy being nice to you. He basically gave you a 50 without having to do anything. So it will just give you half. Put only half and the 50 still failing. So, all right. So let me stop this recording, then we'll talk about the assignment.